Wow, look at all those guitars back there.
Yeah.
Somebody's been making money in the off season.
Something like that. Negatory.
Also, my beanbag is probably going to shrink so hard in this episode because I haven't really sat in this in a minute. I mean, I sometimes use it in my living room, but I haven't used it in a minute. So, like, I feel like it's really puffed up right now. So, like, halfway through the episode, I'm going to be, like, down here.
Yeah, usually I just, like, cut the episode in the middle, and then I, like, reframe us. Yeah.
Oh, the day when we can get new chairs. Well, welcome back to season 5 of the Catchin Up. Is it not 5?
4?
I swear I just saw some files that said season 4, but I don't know.
I don't know. Hold on. This is terrible.
All right, never mind. We need to do a quick fact check. ChatGPT, how many episodes is the Catchin Up podcast?
Oh my gosh.
Dog.
I could have, yeah, because I feel like I would think it's season 4, but I don't know why. I just saw some files that also said season 4. So unless that's from something else.
Hold on. I'm about to fact check this right now. I'm gonna just fast forward it to whenever I get the answer.
Hey, welcome back to season 4 of the Catchin Up Podcast.
Quattro.
We got a fact check. My name is Tyler.
My name's Gabriel.
We're happy to be back in business. I feel like this was a little bit more of a longer off season than we usually do, but we just really wanted to take some time, catch up on everything, make sure we were coming back strong and ready, and when we felt like it was that time. So that is now. So this is the first season of the first episode. Yeah, we're excited to be back and chat with you guys. So take it away, Gabe.
All right. So let's just play that intro just so we can not get it out of the way, but just remember what it sounds like and what it looks like and just appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show's about to start.
And here's the intro because this is getting weird.
I this thing. This thing is thick.
It's fluffy.
Honestly, bro, these things are so good.
To let your actions of being a Christian speak louder than your words. So
We can't control that ourselves, and it's like, who can? God can.
Catching Up Podcast. If you're not caught up, you're catching up.
I don't necessarily know what that means.
I missed
That was
that.
beautiful. I haven't heard that in a while, actually, so kind of brought some tears to my eyes. Well, first off, I hope you guys watched and listened and enjoyed our surprise episode of Tyler visiting us in Florida. That was a fun review and a fun little time that we had. And that being said, speaking of reviews, let's just kick right into this new season's review. What are we starting off with, Tyler? Because you're the one that brought this up whenever they started advertising for it. So,
Yeah, I probably see the advertisements before most people because I go to Chick-fil-A pretty frequently. So today we're going to be trying 2 things off of their new menu. We're going to be trying the Cherry Berry Sprite, and we're also going to be trying the new Pretzel Bun Chicken Sandwich. We're going to do these separately, obviously, for short form purposes. So I would say, what do you want to do first? You just want to do the drink first? I think that sounds right.
yeah.
Okay. So we are reviewing the new Cherry Berry Sprite from Chick-fil-A. Cherry Berry Mary. I don't know. Is it holiday? Who knows? It's September, but Christmas came early this year.
Okay, are we going to guess what we think it's going to taste like? Do you think it's going to taste like a Shirley Temple?
Well, give me 1 second. Let me pour a little bit, but yeah, I'll give my thoughts. I think it's going to taste similar to a Shirley Temple. But I feel like this might taste like a little bit more cherry for some reason. Like I don't know if that makes sense, but to me, a Shirley Temple, like, I don't know, it has a nice little sweetness to it, and then it definitely has cherry, but also like,
That was so long. Get to answer the question.
I feel like this is gonna taste similar, but not the same.
Okay, similar but not the same. I think this is not gonna taste the same at all, considering grenadina's pomegranate. But I'm excited to see if it's. But I'm wondering if this is gonna be sweet or tart.
I think tart.
I think tart too. All right, let's just dive in because this looks really good.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
It was not at all what I was expecting. I'll tell you that.
That's kind of exactly what I was expecting. It kind of tastes like for a reference. Sorry, but for a reference, this tastes like the Canada Dry cranberry.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like Sprite.
Or cherry. I think it tastes more like cranberry.
For some reason, it tastes like bubblegum to me, but...
What? Okay, we need to kick him out.
I mean, listen, I'm a huge fan of like Shirley Temples, and maybe it's because like you said, those are pomegranate. I'm not really a fan of this, and like usually if I go to AMC and I get like a cherry Sprite from the machine, the freestyle machine, like I think it's great. But this is a little bit off. It doesn't really taste like Sprite at all. It tastes like he said, like maybe like a Canada Dry mixed in with some cherry. But I don't really enjoy this. I don't think I'd get it again, to be honest with you, which is disappointing because usually Chick-fil-A is on point with their drinks. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10, bro. Like, it's decent, but I don't really like it.
All right. So my thought on it is that it was actually, I think it's pretty good. I honestly enjoy it. But like Tyler said, if I'm thinking of a cherry Sprite, it doesn't taste like cherry Sprite at all. It doesn't taste like cherry nor Sprite. So I guess in the sense of what it should be, I'd give it like a 3. But in the sense of like, does it taste good? Yeah, I'd buy it again. Full disclosure,
taste-wise,
though,
what do you rate it?
Taste-wise, I give it like a solid like 7. Like I don't think it's like the best thing in the world, but I don't think it's like I don't think it's bad. You know, I would order
Would you
again.
get it
like,
again?
Yeah,
You would? Okay. All right.
like I would just because it's like it's a seasonal thing. Not if they normally had it on their menu, I don't think I would. If that makes sense.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But
Okay.
full disclosure, I ordered my wife's Chick-fil-A wrong, and she wanted a Sprite too, or just a soda, and I ordered her the lemonade. And I tried the lemonade before we got in here, which I'm about to go switch with her because I told her to give her the Sprite. And the lemonade sucks. The lemonade was so they have the cherry lemonade.
Oh, I didn't know that. I would have got that too.
Yeah, so we can review
not
it next
good?
week. Bro, no, it was garbage. Like it's not at first while you're drinking it, you're like, I guess, and then the aftertaste, you're like, ugh, it's not good.
See, there's not an aftertaste with this, but like when I'm drinking this, I had the reaction you just had of like, I guess, like it's all right. Like I think I just was thinking something different.
Yeah, no, this
Like,
doesn't taste like cherry whatsoever.
No. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just bland to me. I think, and maybe they just didn't like put as much sweetener as, like a Shirley Temple is. I don't know. But like, it's a little bit bland to me is what I'm trying to say.
Fair enough. All right, let me go give this
cool.
to my wife while you get the burger.
All right. So now the burgers. So now we're going to be going on. So we're going to be reviewing the new pretzel bun from Chick-fil-A. I did the spicy chicken version because if you're going to Chick-fil-A and you're not getting the spicy chicken sandwich, I don't know what you are doing. The regular is good. It's all right. But the spicy is where it's at. So this is basically just the pretzel bun, and then it's the deluxe, so it's got the cheese. I didn't get tomato on it just because we were getting this ahead of time, so I was like, I don't want the tomato to like make it soggy. And so I'll have to see. Did you also get the spicy?
No, because if you paid attention to me last season and you listened to the words that came out of my face hole, I don't like spicy chicken, especially Chick-fil-A spicy chicken.
That's insane. You know
I
what?
just don't.
You're mid.
Whoa, coming from my character because of spicy
mid.
chicken is crazy.
Okay, cool. So should we try it without because I got ranch because I put ranch on the sandwich, but I'll try
I
it
usually
without
put
first.
Polynesian sauce on my chicken, so yeah, without
do we
first.
wanna-
But really quick, I
Alright,
did
so
get
we'll do it
tomato and I did not get the spicy because of what I just said.
Okay, so you're getting 2 reviews. You're getting the regular and you're getting the spicy. So
Yeah,
there
why
you
not?
go.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers that up. It smells great. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is where it's at. Oh.
That is pretty solid.
That is perfection in a chicken sandwich, bro. Wow. Like, I mean, listen, there's not much to go over here. It's a pretzel bun on a chicken sandwich.
A deluxe chicken sandwich.
Deluxe, right?
Deluxe.
Dude,
So
it's
when I
fantastic.
rate the pretzel regular fried chicken deluxe sandwich, I give it a 8.5 out of 10.
Oh, it also has bacon on it.
It does?
Mine does. Did
9
yours?
out of 10.
I didn't know it was on there, but 9 out of 10.
No, that was really good.
This thing, it's amazing. It's like it just takes the regular bun and tops it up a notch. It's great. It's literally, to me, it's a 10 out of 10. I think Chick-fil-A's chicken sandwich alone is like a 9 out of 10. Like, it's probably my favorite chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
And like this makes it better. However, the meal is more expensive with this. So like, I don't know if I get it every time, but like I would definitely get this probably like every other time.
How much was that?
My meal, maybe the Cherry Berry Sprite too is a little bit more, but my meal was like $18.
What the heck? Mine was like 13 something.
Dang, I got gypped.
What?
Well, also that's probably just California pricing
Do
too.
you order through the app though?
No.
Oh, bro, you wasted money.
Why?
Because Chick-fil-A rewards are actually pretty good.
Well, yeah, I scan. I don't order through, but I scan.
Oh,
for
but
the
you
rewards,
get
yeah.
more points, or is that Starbucks? I don't know. One of the apps.
Well, either way, side note, yeah, Chick-fil-A's rewards program is hands down the best, most efficient, and like giving rewards program.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you eat there once, maybe twice a week, right? Like, which is probably a lot for most people, but like you're always getting a something, a free sandwich, whatever. Chipotle, bro, you got to eat there like literally 25 times to get a free
I don't think
bowl.
I've ever
It's
got
insane.
anything from Chipotle, and I've eaten there a lot. Unless it's my birthday, you know?
Yeah, Chick-fil-A's app is superior to everybody else's.
No, it's insane. Like, not sponsored. Please sponsor us. Like, Chick-fil-A, we love you. You're the Lord's chicken.
And the ranch with this too. Come on, bro.
All
Oh
right,
my
bro.
gosh.
Anyways, let's get on with this episode.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I'm like so locked in on the sandwich. Definitely try this. You don't need to try the Cherry Berry Sprite if you don't want to, but this, you need to try this. This is great. Okay, I'll probably snack on the rest of that when Gabe is talking and I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to hop in to the next section, which is going to be, so me and Gabe thought to start off this episode in this season, it could be good to kind of just do a little bit of reflecting and give some perspective on a certain point in our lives, and hopefully, people watching can also relate to this and maybe take something away from this as well. So the question of the day, or the question of the episode, is what is a piece of life advice that you would give to your younger self, specifically more like towards the high school range, because we feel like that is when, you're not too young to where like somebody gives you a piece of advice and it just goes in one ear and out the other, but you're not too old to where like you've lived a lot, kind of in that developmental year of high school when you're figuring things out. What am I going to do? Who am I going to be? What are the things that I like and dislike and value? It's kind of where you're figuring that out. And obviously those change as you go along. But yeah, we just thought it would be good to go over what is a piece of life advice you'd give yourself back to your younger self when you were in high school. So I can kick it off. You can kick it off. Whatever you want to do, bro.
I mean, go ahead. You already set it up beautifully.
All right. Well, if you're gonna come at me with aggression, we're just gonna cut the. All right, bro. You go ahead. All right. Okay.
No, I'm thinking. Okay, so full disclosure, I still have my iPhone 11 from when I traded it in. Got a new phone. So I was like, I can have my notes on this. But then it wasn't loading, so I took a picture of it on my iPad.
Smart.
So I have it on my phone.
Smart.
Yeah, because
That's
we use
really
our
smart.
phones to record our video. Fun fact, if you didn't know that.
Yeah. So for me, a piece of advice that I would give to my younger self, which might be pretty simplistic, but I feel like a lot of, these advice things can be in that sense, they're like overuse, pretty common things. But for me, it would just be that time moves so fast. And personally, I feel like you do not realize that until you start to hit your late 20s. And I feel like it's only going to get even more so apparent as I get older. I'm in my late 20s right now. But like back when I was in high school, bro, like, I think it's just like you're kind of just coasting, for the most part, like at least me, like you're not paying rent, you're living at your parents' house, but like you still have all these things like getting to you, like relationships and school. And if you got a job, like everything, like, and the littlest thing can seem like the end of the world, especially in high school. And for me, I just think that like so much of my time was spent on certain things that like didn't matter, or putting energy into relationships that like were going nowhere, or just trying to like do things to please other people. And I just didn't realize like, number one, how much I should have valued the time with certain people, like my family more now that I live far away from them, or my friends back home now that I live far away from them. Like me and my friends would go to the gym every night, and it would just be such a mundane thing. And it becomes that, right? Like life becomes mundane once you do certain things for so long. But just realize, if I would have known that, like, I think at the time I was like, this is going to be life forever. Like I'm always going to have my homies around. Like I'm always going to have my family around. And like now I'm in my late 20s. I'm living out here in California by myself, and like just realizing that like those times are gone, bro. Like the times where me and my homies, me and like 7 of us, Gabe, my friend Jay, JJ, Chris, Josh, Shamir, like all went to the gym, like and hung out for like 3 hours, worked out. Like that time is gone. That's never going to be a thing again. Me getting to like go to weekly dinners with my family, or like go and, see my nephews. Like that's only a vacation trip now. That's like not like a thing that happens on a regular basis anymore. And so for me, it's just like realizing these moments in time. Like even now living in California, like we're coming up on 3 years out here, and I got to live with some really cool roommates, some really cool friends. And now, next year it's looking like I'm making the step to move in with my girlfriend, and which I'm super excited and grateful for. But just realizing that like this 3 years has gone by so fast, and like it feels like a blip. And like, we got to spend this time together, and sometimes we get, like I said, we get caught up in our daily lives and our jobs and the stresses of this. So like if I could go back in time, I would just be like, value the moments that you are in, because you never know the true value of a moment until you're outside of it. And then when you get to look back on it, you're like, man, like I wish I would have spent more time like talking to these people instead of being on my phone. Or I wish I would have like went to the movies with my friends more, or played basketball with my friends more, or did something more with my family, had more dinners with them instead of like blowing them off to like go do something with like myself, or like, wanting to watch TV or whatever. Like spending time with people is so important. And just I think when you realize, like, again, as you get older, you see how fast time moves. You're like, wow, life really is a blip. Like older people say it all the time. They're like, you're going to blink and you're going to wake up, you're going to be 50, 60. And like, that is so true. So, just realizing how fast time moves, and realizing the value of each moment that you have, especially when you're young, bro. You don't have like I said, you ain't got bills, you ain't got rent. Like enjoy that. Like enjoy that as much as you can,
Yeah, bro, that's very true. I was my wife and I were talking about that today, because there's always a 2-month period in the year that we're the same age, and she's like, oh my god, we're 25 now, like 5 more years and we're 30. And I'm like, wow, yeah, I remember when like 5 years seemed like a long time from now. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like high school was only 4 years, and it felt like it took forever to get through high school. Now I'm like, dude, in 5 years I'm gonna be 30. That's like around the corner. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
Seriously.
So
it's insane. It's insane.
Like your depth perception, like Tyler and I were talking about literally before we started recording the podcast about, some drama that had happened a couple years ago, and it was like so long ago, but it was also like so recent, but like also not at all, because life, like your perception of time as you get older, especially after COVID, like is all out of whack. So then
Yeah.
it's just like not realizing. Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in looking up after what's next, and like looking and like and getting caught up with like the momentum of a life, and like just appreciating what you got is like so true. Like it's so hard to do that nowadays, especially with like phones and social media and stuff. That yeah, that's really good advice. I feel like that's one that we all, like you said, we always hear it, but we never take it seriously until it's too late.
Well, yeah, and even nowadays, I'm like, I catch myself. I'm like, dude, be present. Like, enjoy this. Like, put the phone away or whatever, you know? Because I'm like, this ain't gonna be forever, man. It's not, you know.
Yeah. My advice to myself when I was in high school was it's almost not like the opposite of what you're saying, but it kind of like it's interesting. So here's what I'd say to myself. The advice I'd give to myself in high school is that setting goals and actually putting in the effort towards them is a lot more fun and fulfilling in the long run than just coasting and hanging out aimlessly. And that is something that I feel like I always struggled with. And my mom always called me out on it, because it's like, for example, just grades, for example. I never cared to do homework. I never cared to study. I didn't like care to get good grades, right? I did exactly what I needed to pass, which was to get a C, and just so I could go hang out with my friends, go watch TV, go do this, go do that, because life's too short, right? And then I realized senior year is like when it clicked, where I was like, whoa, like if I actually like apply myself and like actually set goals for myself and try to go after them, like this is really fulfilling. Like I'm actually doing good. I'm actually enjoying. I'm actually doing more. I'm hanging out with my friends more and doing things more, because like I'm actually trying to better myself and my education and my goals. And I was like, wow, I wish this clicked sooner. So that was the advice that I'd give to myself is, sure, yes, live in the moment. Life is short. Time is going to go by, and this is not going to last forever. But at the same time, don't let that guide you mindlessly and put everything on the back burner. Because I feel like a lot of things too, like I wanted to do things, but because I didn't set, it was just like a thought as opposed to a goal. And I feel like that hindered me in a lot of ways. And that because all I was focused on was just hanging out, if that makes sense. Yeah. So it's just like, yo, kind of lock in. Say, like, give yourself some meaning, you know?
Well, yeah, and I think that ties into the time moving so fast thing too, because, again, like, if you have dreams, if you have goals, if you have passions, like, bro, there's a limited amount of time to do this. And, like, yeah, you can do it at any age. You can do it in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s. Actors, musicians, whatever, everybody hits at a certain different time or becomes quote-unquote successful. You know, but if you're putting in those hours and the time and the dedication and putting the focus and the drive into it, that's going to pay off over time versus like, yeah, I know a lot of actors that have made it in their, late 20s, 30s. So I'll just wait to start then. Like, no, if there's something you want to do, like get a move on it, but also like, yeah, take that time to realize that like, the time that you're in is not always going to be the same. And I just want to do one more quick one. I'll go fast with this one, which is kind of more of like a biblical perspective, which is if I was giving like a piece of advice to myself when I was younger, because back when I was in high school, like I didn't believe in God. So like I didn't have any sort of biblical wisdom. And for me, it would just be to tell my younger self that God is always in control. Always. And so much of my younger self, and even like still today, bro, like I'm still very, very guilty of this to a degree, right? Like I feel like I'm a lot better about it. But I would stress and I would get upset over situations and things that would happen like in my life. And, I would just think like, why is this happening to me? Or why isn't this happening for me? Whether that be like with relationships or with the acting or with friendships or like jobs opportunities. Like I would just always like get so upset and get so in my head and get so introverted over certain things. And I didn't even have the thought process of like, man, maybe God is looking out for me. Maybe he's not giving this to me right now or allowing me to be in this relationship because he knows it's not good for me. I think I've said it on the podcast before, but like when I first started acting, like I really wanted to hit when I was in my young 20s, because I was like, yeah, like I want to be like, all these actors that I look up to, and like they're all working on TV and this and that. And I'm like, I want to be that, and like I want to be at the Hollywood parties and everything. And now, like, as an actor, that has nothing to do with anything that I want in success wise. Like, obviously I still want to be in films and on TV shows, and I want to make a living doing this. But at the same time, like the aspirations of like, wanting to be, wildly rich and go to all these parties and this and that, like, I don't, like, that is not where my mindset is at all. And the thing is like, that's something that I wanted, right? I wanted my feelings. I wanted that. And God was like, no, like, even if I gave that to you, right? Even if you had given me a TV role, a film role with all, and I'm making this money and I'm getting all this publicity, like, bro, I would have not been able to handle that. I would have crashed so hard because I didn't even have my belief and my faith intact. So like, I would have been lost. I didn't have any values or, morals at the time. So like, my compass was just all over the place, but that's what I thought I wanted, right? And I had to go through not getting it and having patience and just continuing to work through this. And so now, even like looking back on it, like when things do start to hit, whether that is through the podcast or through the acting, like we've been doing this for so long that like we know how to handle ourselves. We're very composed. We're very strong in our faith and in our mindset. And so it's just like, just understanding that God's always in control and he's always going to have a better plan than you could ever think of. There is not a plan out there that anybody could think of that's going to be better than what God has planned for your life. And so, when you try to control things in situations and you try to force yourself into things or think, hey, well, I wanted this and I didn't get it, so God, I don't like you anymore. Like that's a terrible, it's human. It's a human approach to take. And it happens to the best of us. It's happened to me. But like, once you understand that like he's always doing things for the betterment of you, like Proverbs 19:21, many are the plans in the mind of a man, but it is the purpose of the Lord that will stand. We can want things all we want. We could try to make things happen. We could try to force things, and we can try to control things to the best of our abilities. But at the end of the day, it's the Lord's plan that will stand and that will be best for our lives. So just trusting him and knowing that he has a plan better than you could ever set out. Man, if I knew that in high school, I don't know where I'd be right now. But I'm very glad I understand that now, because I think that's a big thing that has helped in my life a lot. So yeah, I just wanted to give that perspective as well.
That was not short, first off.
All right,
just saying. And two, no, that was great. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, everything happens for a reason, so obviously everything happened exactly the way it was meant to. But it's fun to think about what would be different, right? For me, absolutely. The verse that like I would give myself like focus on, because mine was like, I feel like the advice was already so like set goals, right? But then I also would be like, take that step and have the faith to like do that extra thing, even though it might not work out. And the verse that goes along with that would be Joshua 1:9. And it says, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord is your God. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And I feel like that's one that it should always hold close to your heart, because he's always with you no matter what. So there's no reason to be afraid. And I feel like that high school Gabe could have really used that.
Oh yeah, especially nowadays, bro. Like,
yeah, it is scary out here.
Yeah, and I think it's cool. Like those, like I feel like everything there just like like they were different, but they all like fit together really well. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I agree.
Hopefully you're able to take something away from that. Our past high school selves are taking something away from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to be able to look back and now just be like, hey, like, who knows? Maybe we do this again in 10 years and be like, so when you were 28 or when you were 25, what advice would you give mid-20s, whatever? That'd be cool interesting to be able to do something like that.
That would be interesting.
Okay, cool. So
Also,
we're
sorry if I
gonna-
sound weird because I've been kind of sick the past 2 days.
Well, we hope you heal soon.
Thanks.
It sucks being sick. Cool. And we're gonna end this episode off with a little bit of something that we both saw, and we were both like, "Wow, that was really cool." So I don't actually know how valid or true this is. I've seen it everywhere, so I assume there's some validity to it because I've not seen any rebuttals or responses or anything about it. But even if it's something that's not true, I think it's something that does happen, and it's something that I've also thought about a lot, like especially in my walk with Jesus now. So Kai Cenat came out, or is it Kai Cenat or Kai Cenat? I don't know.
I think
I'm
it's Kai
sorry,
Cenat.
If you're seeing this, I'm sorry, bro. I don't mean to mispronounce your name. But anyways, as most people know, he is an open Christian and believes in God, believes in Jesus. And he's very open about that, more so, especially recently on his streams and stuff like that. And we saw a post, or a couple of posts, like I said, saying that he had turned down a sponsorship with Nike, or they turned down a sponsorship with him. It's one of the two. Basically, like, they didn't have a sponsorship go because they told him he can't say the name Jesus. And he was
Or like
no,
the
I'm not gonna do that.
or it was like the what's it called? The shoe was like too religious or something like that too. I thought it was like I heard both
okay.
sides. I heard both.
Yeah, it was like there was a couple things that came out, but basically it was a feud between like, hey, we don't want you to like be bold in your faith, pretty much is what the overall gist of it is. And he was like, no, like I'm gonna continue being bold in my faith. And they, I guess, terminated the contract or didn't go through with it, or however that is. And first of all, I'm gonna say kudos to him for standing up for what he believes in and standing up for what he believes is right. I absolutely think that was 100% the right decision to make. And I think about that a lot too, like being in the acting industry, and I'm sure him to some degree, like, who knows, you never know if one day, like, I don't necessarily think like with the film side of it, but if you ever get brand deals, if we ever come across brand deals and they're like, hey man, like, just don't mention Jesus, it's like, well, then I'm not gonna work with you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you should never have to compromise your faith for money. And if you do, it's either fake faith or you have, like, I mean, I don't really know what other thing it is, because if that means at that point you're choosing
Or
money
shameful
over faith.
faith, I guess, right?
Yeah, or like.
But is it
hey,
really
like,
faith at that point?
Yeah, it's a really hard thing to decipher. But in any case, I'm like, I just think no matter what you believe, right? Like, especially religion wise, like if you believe in, Islam and Muhammad is your prophet, like, in a brand deal is like, hey, we don't want you saying that, then like that probably isn't the right brand for you to be working with,
Yeah, I think it's important for brand deals to. I think it's important for people to line up. Their brand deals need to be lined up with what they believe into, what they stand for. I think that's a big thing that people don't take into account. Sometimes they think money's money or a check's a check, but there's no point in getting a check if you're losing yourself in the process.
Absolutely, and that's just gonna. I feel like that's just gonna continue to reel in the decisions you make, right? Like, let's say you're like, oh, well, I'll just do it this one time for this one deal. And then another one comes up, and then what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to become a pattern, a habit. And even I just saw a video real quick before we got on the podcast where this, higher up wellness that me and him love to watch. He's like, a tip for new content creators. He's like, you guys need to stop pushing these products, these random products that you've never tested, you've never tried, for a couple $1,000s. He's like, you're not standing behind anything. You don't have any morals in it. You don't know what it actually does. Like, if it's a supplement, you don't know what it does to you. You don't know how it affects your body. He's like, you should be whatever you're putting out there. Like, if you're working with a brand, whether you're Kai Cenat, whether you're an actor, a musician, or whoever you are, if you're working with a brand, you're now an ambassador for them. That's essentially what an influencer for a brand is you're an ambassador for them. You're representing this brand. So if there's certain values that, don't align with who you are as a person, who your morals and your values are, then you're basically not standing on that, and you're not standing on anything. So how can anybody trust anything you say at that point, right? Like if you're claiming to be this and then you side with the brand that is completely against that, how does that make any sense? First, besides the point of like, I just wanted to make some money. And then it's like, okay, so your highest value is then money, you know?
Right.
And that's something that like, I mean, is just clustered on TikTok nowadays. I mean, you scroll every 3 videos, there's somebody promoting some product on the TikTok
It's ridiculous.
shop, whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
I report all of them.
It's just like you have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
You report all of them.
Yeah, I don't want to see it. I don't. Whoa, you saw my light tweak? But no, I don't actually report them. I just do like not interested. I guess that is reporting.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, I thought that news of Nike drop, whoever dropped too, was kind of wild, especially after the Lil Nas shoe. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, especially after the Lil Nas shoe, you know?
Talking about double standards. Just saying.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, you see that a lot in today's society, and it's just like people are so like they'll get so upset about one thing, and then this person that like maybe likes, you know, something that is of their interest, and they just completely blindside whatever other weird or crazy or like just stuff that like this person shouldn't have done. They just blow that in the wind. They're like, that didn't happen, you know? And I'm like, this is weird. But I found that especially weird for Nike, bro, because Nike's been with a lot of athletes over the years and a lot of, you know, different people. And I found it really weird that they would be ones to be like, hey, to try to suppress that just because, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know enough about them, but they didn't really
you
seem
also
like the
never
brand to
know.
do that, you know?
Yeah, but you also never know how leadership's changing behind closed doors.
That's true.
Personally, you know what I'm saying? For all we know, it could have been the same head guy for the past 50 years, and it just switched. I don't know.
Yeah, but hey, you know, all in all, moral of the story, you know, kudos to Kai, man. I mean, he stood on what he believes. And again, whether that story is true or not, I think there's a lesson to be learned within it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I have my thing that I saw. It wasn't this week. Well, one fun fact, I don't know how true it is, but apparently Suicide Boys now are Christian, or at least believe in God. So praise to that. That's crazy. That was not in my 2025 bingo card this year, but I'm glad that it happened and got checked off someone's box.
I've never listened to them though, but
I've never listened to them either. But I've also, I don't either. But I have a lot of friends that do listen to them, so like I can respect, you know, their fan, and they got a solid fan base, bro. Like completely honest, like they make bread for it being an independent artist. Yeah. But yeah. So kudos to that. But the what I saw, it happened a while ago. Me and Tyler spoke about it a lot in the off season. I'm not going to go into the backstory of it because if you want to know, I think you should go look into it. But there's this artist named Forrest Frank, who's like a really popular Christian artist. And then there's another artist called Cory Asbury, and he's also another popular Christian artist. And long story short, Forrest Frank got hurt. Posted it about social media, broke his back, and then it healed. Like in like 2 weeks, it was like a miracle, like genuinely. And then some people started making like videos of making fun of him or whatever, right? And Cory made one and basically like kind of mocking his video and like how he gets hurt, how he makes music and stuff like that. But like I don't necessarily think it was any bad blood. I think it was just like kind of running with a joke. But long story short, it ended up. Forrest ended up replying to the video, and he was actually very humble, honest, and open and vulnerable. And he was just saying how much it hurt and how much it was offensive to him and his wife and his family because it was a really hard time in their lives, and people are just making fun of it. And he apologized for saying he apologized for feeling bad, which he should never have to. But then he also made a song, and it's like. Nowadays with like hip hop culture and diss tracks is like this was such a refreshing approach where instead of approaching Cory with like, screw you, like I did this and you did this and I'm better here and you're worse there and whatever, right? Like coming for each other's throats, like he really just like approached him with love and open arms and be like, look, this hurt me, but like I also know that like you've probably been hurt too. And Tyler can put his input on this whole thing, but then And then, long story short, like Cory ended up replying and being like, "No, you're right. Like, I'm sorry." And then he ended up like writing a verse for that song. And then I think they're like gonna come out with the song. And they ended up getting on a phone call and like talking it out. And now they're like getting to know each other. And they seem to. I mean, you know, I don't know how real social media is sometimes, but it seems like they're actually like becoming friends off screen. And like how it was crazy how this one insulting moment, because approached with love and grace and kindness, evolved into something beautiful, as opposed to just making a hard line and dividing people right then and there, and then just starting a whole nasty culture where it doesn't need to be. You know, so I thought that was like a really cool lesson of just like, you know, just because people hurt you doesn't mean you need to stoop down lower and hurt them. I thought that was a great, like, mature and like spiritually aware thing to do, an emotionally aware thing to do.
Well, especially
that was my
in today's
lesson.
age where like you can, you know, people can hide behind a screen, bro. So like you can go on there and you can say things, and you can, you know, he could have as easily just hit him back and be like, "Oh, like you're gonna make a joke about me," you know, basically an eye for an eye, right? But you know, we're taught to forgive. We're taught, if you forgive, what is it? Forgive 77 times or whatever times, you know, it's like infinite,
7
right?
times
Like,
77.
yeah, it's like again, like I think it was good with what Forrest did, in the sense of like he approached him of like, "Hey, this is how I feel about this," and how and again, he didn't approach it with like any animosity, because I think he knew that the guy's intention wasn't bad. I think he was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna capitalize on like making a sketch out of this or a joke out of this or whatever." And so
because a sketch, like I get it, you know, it was,
that, you know?
yeah. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you
you're
off.
fine. I think he understood like where it was coming from, but he also understood that like, hey, if I just laugh this off, then like other people are gonna get the idea that this is okay to do to other people as well, and maybe somebody else isn't going to handle it the way that like I'm gonna handle it, you know. And who knows, maybe Forrest saw the video and like had to take a day or two to like think about it and process it. You know, maybe he wanted to do something. I'm not trying to put, you know, any feelings in him, but I'm like, you know, certain times at first we can like really be like, "Oh man, I can't believe we did that." Like and then we can take it once the emotion and the heat rolls off, you're like, it's honestly not that big of a deal, but I'm going to correct this. I'm going to show you why this was, you know, wrong and how we move forward with this. And so, yeah, I thought it was a really cool way. I mean, I love Forrest. I love his music. I followed him for a long time. Dude has absolutely no reason. Because some people were even saying, "Oh, like, I'm thinking Forrest is now faking his back injury now." And I'm like, bro, he literally has x-ray scans. He has the video. Like, you have no reason to.
He's got proof on proof. Yeah, it's just.
And
stupidity.
he was already like, Forrest has been popping off forever. Like he was, what are they, Grammys for the music? Yeah, he was Grammy nominated last year. Like he doesn't need anybody's fame or clout.
Bro, he just passed Drake for monthly streams on YouTube Music.
Yeah.
Like that's insane.
Which is crazy. So, you know, it's great to see, man. It's great to see, you know, a lot of Christian artists coming up and making waves and tapping into different genres. You know, I feel like it's really becoming a great scene for music.
Yeah, it's almost like I feel like NF was like one of those first ones to like kind of come out of like, I'm an artist but I'm Christian, and then like he was also very well known and like not very well known, but he was more known on the normal mainstream side of it. And I think like Forrest is doing an even better job of penetrating that, because I be hearing him randomly at places now too, like gym, Publix, like the mall.
Well,
like,
I think it's just because he's like his musical vibe is so like it can be played anywhere, bro. And I think like that was something like, you know, with NF or Lecrae, for example, right? Like they were a little bit more geared towards like the rap scene or like the, you know, that kind of like scene, the rap scene, the hip hop scene. Whereas like Forrest is like, I mean, you can play it on the car ride, you can play it to dance to, you can play it to chill to, you can play it at the beach, you can play it in the grocery store, whatever.
You know.
And this will also, I mean, I think this is great for us to touch on, you know, first episode, because there's an episode or topic I want to do where we discuss how artists going into certain areas and being with certain people and collabing with certain people and working with certain people. I want to talk about why, people view that in a negative light and how I think, that can be used for so much good. So that'll be a good topic for us to dig into. But unfortunately, it's not going to be this episode. I'm sorry. I know you guys are like, you're pounding the door down for.
I was about to cut you off. Be like, Tyler, you can't spoil the rest of the season for them, bro.
Yeah, he actually reached through the screen, and so that's when I stopped.
I actually kicked him. No, but
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode back into this season. It was, I had fun. I think Tyler had fun. I hope you had fun. I'm really excited for this new season. We have, I think we have some really good topics that we haven't touched on that I think are a little more elaborate and more thought provoking. So I'm just really excited. I think this is a great way to start the season off. If you guys have any questions, let us know. Please comment, DM, like, subscribe, the whole shebang, and make sure to share this episode with someone you love because we love you guys.
Yeah, and share it with somebody you don't love because, why not?
Yeah, you gotta spread the love, right?
Yeah, spread the love, man. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's a pleasure to get to do this and to continue to work on this and grow and experiment and try new things. And so if you made it this far, man, you're an OG, you're a true one. We appreciate you. And once again, in case you forgot, I'm Tyler.
I'm Gabriel.
And we will catch you in the next one for episode 2.
Dos, mi amor.
Peace. Catching Up Podcast. If you're not caught up, you're catching up.
I don't necessarily know what that means.